Are you looking for a fast and easy way to make money online? Well, you should try anything but YouTube. Think, you can spend countless hours editing a video that maybe your mom will watch. There's so many amazing opportunities to be had, just not for you. Maybe every once in a while, you'll get a random stranger encouraging you. Don't worry, all that hard work will soon pay off, because one of your shorts might make 30 cents. Try YouTube today. Maybe people from your high school won't find your account. Hi people of the world. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. My name is Natalie and I'm very excited to welcome you to my channel today. Today we're going to talk about YouTube, in a YouTube video, but specifically how I was able to become monetized after 1 month of posting. Well, I pretty much became monetized in 2 videos, but I feel like the timeline is very important, and I wanted to start this off with a quick disclaimer that everyone's YouTube journey is different. Not everyone's going to have a similar or linear path, and just take this as my personal experience. I want people to be able to learn from it. It's probably not going to look exactly the same, which is why the internet is so wonderful and amazing. But with all of that, let's just jump right into it. When I first started posting videos, I saw a million of these specific types of videos recommended to me, and this was the piece of advice they always started off with, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. My first piece of advice is start posting. I know that kind of seems obvious, but I think a lot of people love the idea of YouTube and love the idea of making videos, but don't actually make any videos, and I fell victim to this 100%. Last December, over Christmas break, I was convinced I was going to start a channel. I kind of started a notes app of ideas that I wanted to do, but they never actually ended up being filmed. And you can't actually create a channel without building an audience. So, you know what you're thinking? Oh no, what if people I know see it? And yes, that is really scary. But I'd like to turn that into a positive thing. I feel like so many of my friends have reached out saying they've seen one of my videos, or it is a really great way to keep in touch with your actual friends. And let's say someone you went to high school with sees it. You're not going to see them again, and if you do, then hey, you just get another view. I like to think that there are at least 5 people out there who hate watching my videos. Unfortunately, I probably have made enough enemies in my lifetime to have people not like me very much, but my philosophy is, hey, those are 5 people watching your videos. So your second piece of advice is to brainstorm immediately after you're done watching this video, because you want to make sure you learn all of the advice first, is to write down a bunch of ideas. My notes app is currently filled with the most crazy ideas that probably are never going to see the light of day. Like, there's a good chance that at least 3/4 of my ideas are never going to be filmed into videos, but at least I know I have a bank. One of the reasons why I'm filming this video is because I thought that it'd be kind of interesting. I used to watch a lot of these, especially from smaller creators, and I'm not trying to make myself sound like an expert on the topic, but this was just in my video notes app of ideas, and it seemed like, honestly, one of the easiest I could film with my timeline and my time crunch. So if you have some videos you're like, I don't really know if this is the best reflection of my content, maybe one day you'll just have a really long week and want something quickly to film, and you'll have that ready. Going off of the brainstorming aspect is, please, for the love of all things that are good, please make things that you're passionate about. I know it's really easy to hop on trends, but it is so obvious when you're talking about things and BSing and making a random fluff about things that are popular, because audiences can cut right through your crap. They're able to see if it's something you care about or something you're making for views. Recently I saw that YouTube was changing a lot of their monetization policies to change and discourage people from using a lot of AI content, whether it's AI voiceovers, and I think that's really cool, because I think a lot of small creators feel stuck because there's so much content out there that they need to try to be different, find a niche, and niches are hard to find. So I feel like your first few videos are just talking about things you're really passionate about. My most successful video is about these fake Barbie movies my friend and I saw, and the only reason this was a video idea is because my friend Allison and I just wanted to watch movies, and then this is something that we came across and could not stop laughing and thought was really strange, and I was like, hey, maybe someone else has done that at one point or would think this is interesting. So just do things that you would normally do and talk about things that make you really happy, because your channel is you. It's an extension of who you are, and whether you want it to be or not, it is something that you can actually look back on. And whenever you're going through and editing videos, because I personally hate video editing, make yourself laugh, make jokes, and do it for some. I'm gonna stop talking, but yeah. My third piece of advice is to be confident. I know public speaking is scary, but there's a difference between speaking in front of a crowd about something you're passionate about or sitting in your room. You're able to film videos from everywhere, and I think that's a really amazing thing. So speak with conviction. You know what you're talking about, and even if it's something you might think is a hot topic, something controversial, you're allowed to have opinions, and you're allowed to be firm in those opinions. I remember from my Wicked video, there were a lot of people that weren't happy with me. There was one comment that I ended up taking down saying that I was wrong and they wanted me to die. That's not very kind. But at the end of the day, I'm very proud of the video. I don't regret anything I said. It was just talking about the Wicked movie. Come on, people. But the way I said it is, if you look back and you don't regret any of your content, you have to be bold and you have to be fearless. So going off of that, you know what you're talking about. Don't act like every question is a statement when you can confidently say that it's true. Fourth piece of advice is to do research into a specific niche. If there's a niche you're interested in, you don't necessarily have to start making videos into a specific area of content, because areas of content are broad and you shouldn't feel trapped as soon as you start making videos, but do research. A lot of times the YouTube algorithm has a lot of search engine optimization required, so use hashtags. In my opinion, I don't know if hashtags actually work, but I've used hashtags in my videos, so I'm just gonna say, try it. I have tried using hashtags, keywords. I saw recently where instead of using the tags, YouTube said it's not really as helpful, because whenever you're doing tags, it's more of the broad ideas instead of specific ideas. But if you still want to try that and use that, I say go with it. In addition to that, we have to talk about titles and thumbnails, because I think this is always my least favorite thing, but it is the most important thing. People are not going to click on your video if they don't find it interesting. It could be the Barbie Princess and the Pauper of all videos, but if no one thinks that your thumbnail is cool, or they don't like the way your title is worded, they're not going to click on it. What I did for a while, and again, whatever your thoughts on AI, let it be. But I would oftentimes go on ChatGPT and ask for SEO, which is search engine optimized titles, for videos, and I would just give it what my video is about and have it give me a title. There are sometimes where I just think the ChatGPT titles are dumb and I don't use them, but it is good to have something that's basically an algorithm give you something that can help you with an algorithm, because sometimes you just need a second opinion. I also am victim to making all of my thumbnails the day of that I'm supposed to post it, so I'm probably not the best example for thumbnails, but try new things. It is really important. Fifth piece of advice is something that I need to work on. Do as I say, not as I do, and interact with your community. I think I am the absolute worst person when it comes to replying and hearting to comments, and I want everyone to know that I do see them and I do appreciate each and every single one of you, but I found that I oftentimes get really overwhelmed. Whenever I used to post on Instagram, if one of my friends were to say something nice about me, I would get so overwhelmed, and I wouldn't want to heart their message, because I would just think so hard about what I would say if I would reply, and then I ended up with not reply, and then I would just sit alone, and it would just be a really jumbled mess. So I am trying to get better at interacting with the community, but be supportive. There are so many other creators out there who you can also support, so really make sure to foster connections and a community. Last official piece of advice is to be an analytics nerd. I still don't think I understand my analytics, but I still think the idea of them is really cool. I like looking at them, and it's just really cool to see actual data represented in how your channel is growing. Some channels take a really long time to grow, and that's okay. Again, YouTube is unpredictable sometimes. Sometimes you get really lucky, and sometimes you work so hard in a video, and not as many people as you want see it. But that's also kind of goes into the ultimate advice I have is don't quantify things that don't need to be quantified. I would see a lot of things, especially on TikTok and other social media, about 200 view jail, 300 view jail. I was only getting blank amount of views. But those are real people watching your videos. Even if it's just your friends and your mom, I think that's something to be said about your content. Even if just one person who wouldn't have known who you are interacts with your videos, gives you a like, that is one person who took time out of their day to spend with you. And I am very, very thankful for everyone who's watching my videos now. The point in my video where I really wanted to go over my analytics, because some things I just don't understand, but I want to be able to share with everyone. So if you look on YouTube Studio, you're able to go into your dashboard, and we're specifically going to look at analytics today. You guys are going to get a sneak peek behind the scenes. And also I want to note that if you look at my estimated revenue, I don't currently have that because I don't know how taxes work. YouTube hasn't asked me for like my tax information, and I feel like I should probably give that to them, but it's really scary, and even as an adult I don't know what my social security number is, so I feel like I should probably memorize that. Anyway, whenever I look at my analytics today, I think the first thing that always pops up is this huge spike. So this spike is actually when I posted my first ever video, and then immediately after my first video started blowing up, that was about the Wicked movie, and that was before the trailer even came out. It was just a day I wanted to talk about Wicked. I saw that I was starting to gain traction, so then I posted my other video about Barbie movies, and that one really blew up. I feel like that was just the most insane feeling ever, because I didn't expect anyone to actually watch it. So that really goes to show that any video you make could one day become really successful. And then you see this huge dip, and that's kind of to be expected. I know for me, it was almost the opposite problem of I became really successful on YouTube early on, that it was kind of hard to grow. I felt like I had peaked after only posting 1 or 2 videos. So instead of looking at a lot of the videos about how to slowly grow your channel, how to progress, I was looking at, what do I do now? I'm not viral. I did hit the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours fairly quickly, but from there, I just didn't feel like I personally had room to grow, and that was kind of going back to changing my mindset. But even if you look at these like tiny little peaks, there might have been a day where I got only 10 more subscribers, but those are 10 people who I did not pay, who just thought that I was cool, and that's really awesome. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I could do a video specifically going more in depth because I think YouTube analytics are really interesting, but also, I'm gonna be honest, it's like midnight, and I don't really know what I'm talking about because I don't understand analytics completely, so I'm not gonna continue talking about this too much, but Hi! It's me from the future. I was just filming the intro, and then I realized I didn't film an outro for this video, and that's kind of important. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you. As I've said so many times throughout this video, I am not an expert. I just wanted to share some of the things that I've learned, and I feel like I'm still learning and growing as I start to make more videos and start to get more practice. Sorry if this video was kind of boring. I typically like to have like a topic to talk about, but again, I've been really busy this summer. My internship is actually wrapping up right now. There's a reason why I'm not posting this on the day that I usually do, because I'm also behind in my summer class. But I'm really hoping to get a lot of content filmed this weekend and this week, and just kind of have and spread it out. I have really exciting things coming this fall. I'm actually studying abroad, and I'm planning to document all of that. So a lot of things in the works. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell notification. I'll put on the screen, again, I was talking about YouTube analytics a few seconds ago, but analytics is really cool. Like, I can see what percentage of you have the bell notification on, and I realized there are people out there who like have my notifications on. That's so awesome. But thank you so much. Feel free to follow my Instagram. And have the best day ever. I feel like I don't have a question of the day. My question of the day is, did you have a favorite dinosaur growing up? And what was it? Mine was a pterodactyl, because pterodactyls were really cool and they could fly. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. And have the best day ever. I'll see you so soon. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.